can never do it like I. When you see man pull up and slide, man stepped in a room with legends, Rio and Steve, you know it's a vibe. Check the podcast, what you wanna know? Don't ask me, go and ask Joe. If you're talking Premier League, he's on the front line and I gotta go. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. Vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in Buddy. That's right, Joel Beya here, living my best life, top of the table. We got here Fara Williams.
Don't talk about Chelsea.
We're not going to talk about Chelsea. Are you all right? Huh? Finished celebrating the Mickey Mouse Cup, Steve?
Listen, when you win trophies, you're allowed to celebrate them. Until you win trophies,
bro, we've got enough trophies in our cabinet. You just don't like to acknowledge them when it's me. But anyway, let the people know where we are and what we're doing, please.
So we are in Paris. We've upgraded on Rio Ferdinand. We've got someone with way more caps. I mean, like is it nearly 100 more caps than he's got? What's he on, like 81 or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, 90 something.
Yeah, 90 odd more caps than Rio. So we've upgraded Rio because Rio's got a Boehly back.
Yeah, no, he's not feeling well, guys. So you can drop him a get well soon message in the comments, please. Yeah, man.
Or stop being wet. One of the two.
We're at the Best Awards, people.
Yeah, so we are at the FIFA Best Awards. There's 3 finalists. Each category is the FIFA Awards. It is glittery outside already. Just clocked Nanny on the way in.
Matting.
Yeah, just having a chat to him yesterday about Manchester United winning a trophy. Don't worry about that. Winners only. We're gonna be going over. Tonight we're gonna be getting awarded. Hope you've brought a fresh suit, Joel.
Listen, I can't lie. I'm looking suave tonight.
FIFA Men's Best Player, and up for that we have got Benzema, Mbappe, Messi. Might have heard of them 3. You've got FIFA Best Women's Player as well. We've got Beth Mead. Alex Morgan. What?
Might have heard of her.
You should have heard of her. And Alexia Putellas, right? You've also got FIFA men's coach, you've got women's coach, you've got men's goalkeeper, women's goalkeeper, you've got the Puskas Awards, you've got the FIFA Fan Award. I'm not sure what that one is. And the coach is a weird one, right? Because for me, you got to give it Ancelotti last year, right?
The Liga and Champions League.
Scaloni is the league that I'm hearing on. Pep Guardiola was I'll get into that actually, because I think the nomination, pretty sure Pep Guardiola was the 3rd nomination. He was, yeah. So it was Ancelotti, Guardiola and Scaloni. Best men's goalkeeper was Benu, Courtois and Martinez. And I think Martinez has won that one as well.
You're going to do this when he wins?
I reckon he'd probably be super chill about winning in the circumstances of it now. FIFA Best Women's Coach, surely Serena's up for it.
Only one winner.
Do you reckon?
Has to be.
Also, Sotage from Brazil and Bompastor from Lyon.
Oh yeah, let's talk about this game.
What do you mean this game?
This game.
You mean this weekend's cup final?
I come in the office. The studio. It is an office, isn't it? But we'll turn it into a studio. Come into a studio and
I don't know what this room is.
Giving a pack,
honestly, I thought it was a press conference.
Giving a pack of salt. Anyway,
who's cleaning that up now?
I don't know. Anyway, Man United beat Newcastle 2-0
to become EFL champions of the world.
To become EFL champions of the world. Are you hearing this? This is absolutely ridiculous.
Listen, all the Liverpool fans get on here and try to say that they've won more trophies than United, and the basis of that is that they've won a right load of League Cups. Whether you like it or not, it is a major trophy. Is it below the FA Cup? Yeah. Is it below the league? Yeah. Is it below a European trophy that you lot can't win? Yeah. But is it a trophy? Yeah. So don't moan about trophies you can't win.
You say we can't win it. You know what? You guys, sorry.
So did you win it? Did you win it?
Yeah, but you started.
You can't win it then, can you?
You've played every single round. Ten Hag, yeah. Ten Hag goes and plays his strongest team when everyone else is rotating. Use it as a chance to really bring in their youth.
How do you?
You guys are treating it like it's a final. So of course you're going to win it. Do you know what I mean? And I know you have to admit that Man United have come in for such a poor place, that this week you guys
listen.
It's monumental.
You know what?
It's monumental.
This is a turning point, right?
It
has to be a turning point for United.
Manchester United can't win because on one hand, people are like, Ollie never won anything. You're on a trophy drought. Then you win a trophy, and you're like, that trophy don't mean anything. Pick a side.
It does.
Pick a side.
I'm picking that side. It means something.
Of course it does.
Solve something.
Yeah. Winning trophies beats not winning trophies. You didn't win it.
It's a small cup.
It's a small cup. It's one that years ago that Man United wouldn't have taken serious. But having not won for so long, it's a trophy that is important in your building progress for sure.
Exactly.
How many years was it since the last one?
I won't say
The
six.
last what? The last time we won a trophy?
Yeah.
Five, nearly 6 years.
6 years. Wow. Okay. So let's talk about the game itself then. Did you watch it? What was your take on the game itself?
United deserved to win it. I think for sure they did. I thought Newcastle fans were great. I think you could see the levels between.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I think you could see the levels between the two teams. You could see where Newcastle are, where Man United are, and are built under Ten Hag. But yeah, I think the game was already over. You had the Newcastle fans really trying to cheer them on. They had their moments in the second half, tried to put balls in the box and stuff like that. But they were never gonna hurt United. It was always going to be a one-sided game, and United done the job. So you could see the fans, like United on a counter-attack with Bruno, and you're thinking, yeah, he's going to pass it, and he didn't. But United fans were just seated, like sat in their seats still, while Newcastle fans are like really trying to, give their team a lift. But it was
disappointing.
Yeah, but you know what? Newcastle haven't won in how many weeks now? Yeah. So they were on fire. They've gone into that final not on a good run of.
When the pressure came on.
League form, maybe, yeah, they have a little bit. Well, Pope is a big loss for them. That was massive. I think the goalkeeper.
Karras did well, though.
He's played it.
Yeah, the goals, though. I mean, I know it deflected Rashford slightly, but come on, can't go in that.
He did all right. It's because we think of Karras that you go,
No, I'm not even thinking that. I'm just thinking that Rashford goal, I don't think the deflection was heavy enough for him to not be able to put a big palm to that.
I disagree.
No.
Protect Karras at all costs.
Fully don't care.
First goal, Casemiro clearly offside. Gets the header in.
They were offside.
I'm not even going to rise to this.
Have we not seen them disallowed?
Listen, there was an independent person looked at it and decided it was a goal, so shut it.
Let's
Here's the thing. Do you know what?
For Manchester.
Do you think it was offside? Do you actually think it was offside?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it,
I don't think you can tell from the angle I've seen. What is the offside rule? It is an unfair advantage. If you're looking at a pixel ahead or you're level, just play.
I've seen them disallowed. That's what I'm saying. I just think it's one view on one rule.
Clearly not the case, is it? But can I just say, I thought United were a little bit flat, and I thought it was quite easy. I think Newcastle fans would be very disappointed in their team the way they played, because United came out with a business-like sort of attitude to it. Xavi came out complaining that Barcelona had a too intense a game against United on Thursday, and that's why they lost this weekend, right? Manchester United picked up 2 wins against Barcelona and in a cup final against Newcastle. You ain't heard anybody complaining about being tired. You ain't heard anyone coming out and saying there's too many games. Nothing like that. They're just getting on with it. Stoic attitude, just getting through it. Now, as fans, are we worried about literally the next round of the Europa League is right on us. We're still in the FA Cup. We've got a chance of doing something in the league. It is intense. There is a game every 3 days. I am praying no one gets injured ahead of this international break, and then they're all injured for that international break. I think Ten Hag needs to pull it. Yeah, Ten Hag needs to. I hope that's what he went out and said at lunch the other day, where he was like, see, like international break, everyone's injured. I hope he did, because if he does, that little break would be magic for us, and I think that would push us through. But no one's. I saw quite a few highlights packages and stuff yesterday on the news and that after I got home, and I was looking at what some of the things pundits were saying, and there was a depression in people's voices from Sky and BBC.
Says Man United are back.
No, there was like the first highlight they show of the entire game is the David De Gea save in the first half, and you're like, okay, where is this in the story of today's game? And then the next highlight they show is when it's all United's backs to the wall, and you're like, okay, I'm seeing a narrative being put out here. And the journalist that they had outside Wembley was like very much on the Newcastle couldn't get it done, rather than what a great job Manchester United have done being involved in all these competitions, winning all of these games and picking the trophy.
I think
he didn't like that vibe.
Expected with you guys. I think that's what it is. Like, let's be honest. Even myself, even though I really wanted Newcastle to win,
They were never going to.
Newcastle had an entire week off to prepare for us.
Don't matter.
They didn't walk out on that pitch.
Poor form recently, and on top of that, it doesn't matter.
When does form play into cup finals?
Oh, it does. We lost win against Barca. That was massive. That Thursday night win against Barcelona. You don't think that gives you confidence?
What on Avion as well? What's he says it? What Avion? Sorry. How could you say that?
I don't think form plays into cup finals.
It's massive. That win against Barcelona really pumped you guys up, man. And I think it wasn't just a normal win. It wasn't just getting through the last 32 after you celebrated as if it was the last 8. It was a monumental win for you guys because it shows that you can beat.
We just knocked out the favourites for the competition. Don't make it to be anything other than they were literally favourites.
I think the favourites are Arsenal and Man United.
I mean, literal favourites for the competition was Barcelona.
Well,
literal.
Well, they're not.
Knocked out.
They're not.
Not going to Budapest.
They're not. Where did you get the odds from?
From any random bookmaker you want to see. Odds checker.
Clip it out, mate. Clip it out or leave it at home. But yeah, no, it was a huge win, and I reckon after that win, you just knew it's United.
Yeah. I think everyone was speaking about it after that Thursday night. It's like there's no way they're losing that cup final.
Look at the 3 wins.
Didn't even give them any hope.
Leicester dealt with, comfortable. Barcelona dealt with. The only goal we've conceded this week was Lewandowski from the spot, and that was iffy.
Yeah.
What are you saying? It weren't a pen.
I'm saying it was soft. I'm saying Bruno's give the ref a decision that he shouldn't have had to make. And I can see why the ref give it.
I agree.
But it was soft.
I agree.
We've not conceded a goal from open play in the last 3 games. And that's, the Leicester game, you could forgive the players for having their eyes on Barcelona in the cup final and maybe ballsing that one up because they weren't 100% at it. Barcelona, flying.
You reckon United the title contender?
All right.
Are you brave enough to say that?
I said this yesterday on the video, right? I look at City in relation to United and I go, we can catch them. We win our game in hand, it's 2 points. We can do that. I look at City in relation to Arsenal and I can say, City can catch Arsenal. I can't make the jump from us to Arsenal just yet. Is it 8 points? I feel like it's too many at the moment. But you got all sorts, like how many games left is there? 12?
Not that much.
12, 14?
Man of the match, Casemiro. Game by numbers. 100% take-ons completed, 100% aerial duels won, 53 touches, 8 duels won, 6 ball recoveries, 5 tackles, 3 accurate long balls, 2 clearances, 1 chance created, 1 shot, 1 goal.
Just coming for a payday, yeah.
Shots fired.
Nah, he played all right yesterday.
We got him and Varane for less than 100 million.
He played all right. Played all right.
He was a real joke.
You know what? I heard you got early days, your conversation early on about Casemiro. You want me to go into it? Early days about him. No, I know. And I remember trying to get involved off air when I heard it. And I was like, come on, this guy, he's a leader. He's a winner.
No one said you weren't a baller, by the way.
You were talking about a player that impacts from the start. It's job that he does, nobody else does it. It's an ugly job that nobody likes. Everybody likes the pretty midfielder that can create and whatever.
Rodri does, but
I think Casemiro unseen. He's a player that's playing alongside him will appreciate him 100%. When I had those players alongside me, as a player, you appreciate that. A Jade Moore, a Katie Chapman, they would do that all the time for me, and I loved it. But they were players that on the eye from the fan, probably Katie Chapman was probably a bit more appreciated than Jade Moore. But they're the players that you're like, mate, without you in this team, we don't tick. We don't create, we don't defend the way that we do without that one player. They're so important.
So what's Casemiro's impact then on Man United?
Winner, for sure. Leader. They definitely needed leaders. If you look at last year, they didn't have no leaders within their team. And that's just the way he organises. You've seen at the end of the game, you've seen the clip on Twitter.
He pulled up Bruno Fernandes.
He picked up the trophy, they've got the red around.
He didn't pass.
No,
he did, yeah.
It's the standards.
Instead of passed.
It's the standards that they expect.
There was something off the side of the pitch, which I don't know if the cameras picked up or not, but he'd fell off the back of the pitch. Don't know if he was doing a clearance or whatever it was. He'd fell off the back of the pitch, and as he stands up, he turns to the United fans and just sort of starts bumping him. But then he goes to Varane, and he does it to Martinez, I think, as well. And I just remember thinking, Varane and Casemiro have won a lot. And it doesn't matter what game it is, whether this is a cup final or not a cup final, they just love winning football matches.
I thought he did it for the cameras, personally.
Nah.
I really don't.
I know where the cameras are. If I do this, does that mean, you know what I mean? I'm passionate.
No, he does. He does it every week.
I'm asking.
No, I don't think
we can all do it.
I don't think we can. But there's a way about doing it. It's how he then motivates people around him as well. It's how he gets the best out of other people. Players like him.
He's good. Listen, guys, I'm not trying to say that Casemiro isn't a player. Obviously, he's obviously a good player, innit? But
some would say as good as Party Joe.
I reckon there's a discussion to be had at the end of the season, and I'm here for it. I just have to be patient and bide my time.
The thing is, they're both important for both teams. Party, when Arsenal play without him, big loss. When United play without Casemiro, you can see the difference. So both of them are equally as important.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm splitting it.
Lisandro Martinez, he's another one.
Mate, there's so many
I like him. I really do. Let me read the numbers. 82% pass accuracy, 4 clearances, 3 tackles, 1, 3 to 4 ground duels, 1, 2 blocks, 1 clean sheet, and of course
2 brawls started.
Does he?
But you know what? Wilson was a bit naughty on that one. There was one where he was naughty.
Oh yeah, you see what he did?
Yeah, he looked like he wanted to hurt him.
Yeah.
And he's seen it. It was lucky that he's seen it. It could have been dangerous. It was silly. It didn't need to be done. So although, yeah.
I've got my questions on Wilson, you know. At one point I wanted him at Arsenal when he was at Bournemouth. I thought he was a really good player. And I think he started well with Newcastle, but I remember when I was saying, I don't think he should be picked for England. What are you talking about? Wilson this? I'm like, no, I'm not saying he's rubbish. I just reckon, I don't know, man. Is that the player you want in the final? You tell me.
I don't know. I think St. Max was more of the player that you didn't want in the final. I think, but the way that Newcastle player, I just don't think he fits.
We were talking about this in the training.
Wilson, maybe if he had.
St. Maxim, I think he thrives on being in a team.
A Steve Bruce team.
The Newcastle team where he played on the back foot a little bit more.
And then he
loads more space for him to penetrate.
Does a bit of magic and dribbles through. Yeah.
This Newcastle team holds the ball a bit better now. So
exactly.
They have a higher line. So his start position, he's a bit closer to a defender, and I think he's less effective. He was still a threat yesterday until we put Wan-Bissaka on and just he threw the towel in then.
No, it's true. No, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I mean, that's his game though, isn't it? Take me on.
That tricky winger. Sound.
Yeah, exactly. Take me on. Last ditch tackle. You know, if you flip it and you have to progress, start from defending, it's not really Aaron's game.
If but crosses come in and runners coming off the side of it, you're gonna get cooked. But yeah, if you put a Sterling or a Zaha or a St. Maxim up against him, he's like, what?
Yes, that's me. But that's probably because
going through Crystal Palace.
That's probably because that as well. But he's not originally a defender, is he? Really?
That's the argument, though, isn't it, for fullbacks nowadays? Do you want somebody that can defend 1v1, defend crosses? Do you want somebody that can start attack?
Well, yeah,
it's the whole Trent thing. That's what I'm saying.
Defend 1v1.
It's the whole argument about the modern day fullback.
Stop sipping.
Just hydrated.
Yeah. Ten Hag. What has Dr. Robotnik bought for the guys at Manchester United?
A style of play, a definite style of play within the team. I think they were organised. I think he's had to make big decisions within that. I think his principles, he's stuck by them, and I think that they certainly, obviously by sticking by them, I think it's really paid off. I think the players know where they stand with him, they respect him, and I think that a lot of managers have gone there. They haven't really had that. They haven't really had that discipline from the players. Something that I think United since Fergie have really missed. And I mean, you lot are United, you're a United fan, so you'll know more. But from my outsider looking in, I certainly think he has the respect to the players now. Yeah. And doing things the way that he's done, and we all question him, treating Ronaldo in a certain way, doing that to Rashford and Shane.
I didn't question him. I didn't question him. I knew Ronaldo was wrong.
Okay, Rashford for being late. Sometimes you keep that in house. Should he have publicly said it, right? But look what he's got. Of course, but look at the response. Yeah. And I think that if you're going to do it, everyone was questioning the Ronaldo thing. He's done it to Rashford at the time when Rashford was in the form of his life. He continued that. So they get it. And I think, as I say, he's been true to his principles and his values.
I think Richard Arnold probably needs a little bit of credit here, because I think when you look at the problems post-Fergie, for me, it felt like Ed Woodward wanted us to be a Galacticos kind of club. And it feels like maybe Richard Arnold has empowered Ten Hag more in the style of how Fergie was, rather than them looking to almost go in a different direction, be this sort of director of football, buying players and giving them to managers. And I think Ollie and Louis and Jose probably all would have wanted, and Moyes, the sort of power to change things that Ten Hag's got. And I think Richard Arnold has to, take a little bit of credit in empowering Ten Hag to do what he sees right and backing him. Because there was a little bit of talk that Ten Hag wasn't really asked about Ronaldo in the summer. There was no club able to be found for him, and therefore he was kept. And I feel like that was like an above decision, like the Glazers maybe, or the board was like, we'll keep Ronaldo. And then as the season progressed, what happened. And then I think from that moment on, he's had the full control. And you look at the signings that we brought in on loan, excellent, like really astute signings for nothing, that have bought in, they've got the right mindset, the right attitude, the right work rate. And I think that's what he's building. He's building a team of people that have got discipline, but he's also been empowered to allow that discipline, because I think every manager wants discipline.
He's got it spot on. I mean, I think the only transfer that's still in question at the moment is Anthony, and it's the first season. You know, so,
man's out here scoring winners against Barcelona, and
still in question.
Bodying dudes in cup finals, but yeah, there's a question.
I also think there's a few other people at your club that deserve the shout outs, probably more than I know, but Steve McLaren's one for sure. You mentioned Benny McCarthy the other day. I think those it's key in it. I don't know what Carrick was doing. I'm not really involved like that.
Carrick, he's doing bits.
Yeah, he's doing bits in Middlesbrough, that's for sure. Yeah, but I mean, in general, at Manchester United, I always wonder when Jose's assistant manager or coach, I think he was the glue, and you need the
really
glue.
Crumbled when he left.
Honestly, people don't understand. Like, he was massive to Jose's brand and coaching team. So I think Man United shifting things around, bringing back that culture with Steve McLaren. Yeah, you guys are going places. You are, unfortunately. You know, and yeah.
What about finished below us this year?
Bro, I was trying to be cool. This is why I'm never cool on the show.
I asked you a question.
I
wasn't insinuating.
How can you?
It's a simple question.
Why would you ask such a stupid question?
Why is, you think it's stupid?
It's very stupid.
Why is it stupid?
Do you think it's smart?
I think it's a question.
Do you think it's a smart question?
Questions are questions then.
Just contradictive to your answer before when you said, do you think 8 points is too big, which means we'll tell you that you don't think it's below you.
Bring her back on. Bring her back on.
No, because I think United are in the race. I think they're in the race for the title. But you've just said that you're too far away from them. But now you're asking him, what if they finish below?
Question thinks that I want an answer from that. There was no malice or...
Why do you ask questions for an answer though?
Because I want to know what everyone else thinks. It's not just about what I think. I want to know what you guys think as well.
If they finish below United, what are you asking?
I'm asking, what if Arsenal finish below United? Because
I'm not.
That's a failure. If that happens, it's a failure. They've been in the driver's seat for too long to fail now.
Would you sack Arteta?
I'm an Arsenal fan. They love him.
What stupid question is that?
I mean, you're on a documentary saying to sack him.
Was that this season? Was it?
Doesn't matter what season it is.
What season was it?
Am I in a documentary saying sack Ten Hag? Nope.
He's only had one season.
I'm not involved.
Can we move on? How many cups do you reckon you can win out of the 3 that are left?
So, since Erik Ten Hag's been appointed, United have won the Eredivisie, we won the FA Youth Cup, we won the World Cup, we won the Carabao Cup. There's obviously 3 still to play for. I think 2.
2 more?
I think we're going to do the Liverpool treble, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Europa League, and I think we're going to come second in the league. And I think everyone's going to go, oh,
second in the league?
Yeah. I think we're going to split one of you 2.
Wow, that's a big shout. That is a big
I do think United are going to finish second, but I don't know who's going to. I originally said beginning of the season.
I think City might focus on the Champions League because that's their big thing. I think whatever happens with their Premier League investigation could really just throw them all, because Pep looks like he was struggling with that a couple of weeks ago, didn't he? Or you lot might fancy your chances in Europa League, take your eye off the ball, and absolutely crumble.
I don't see that coming.
I think one injury to a striker.
I think the league. I think the league. No, but you got to see what we did. If you want to move it on, we can move it straight to Arsenal. Eddie Nketiah needed a rest against Leicester. We played Trossard down the middle first, you know, and I think it worked well. Disallowed goal. I don't see how that was disallowed, if I'm honest with you. But did you even watch the game?
Nope.
Yeah, well, I'm letting you know.
I had a big game to play.
It could have been.
There was Premier League winners involved in my game. Was there Premier League winners involved in the game you was watching?
Yes.
Who?
Yes. Let me check the Leicester team. I'll get back.
I don't think there's any.
Vardy.
But did he?
Okay, so we had one. We had
Maddison.
One Premier League winner involved in that game then.
Maddison.
Was he not there?
No.
Did he come after?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know. You know what I was going to say?
Yeah.
Trossard.
Baller.
Do you reckon he? Yeah, I think he's off the left. I prefer him off the left.
Same here.
Do you think he's had? Do you reckon he's had an impact? Do you reckon he's had an impact on Martinelli? On Martinelli's form? Or do you reckon the World Cup break has had an impact on Martinelli's form?
I think it's the World Cup break.
Okay, and then do you think that competition now, because more he prefers and looks better on the left?
To be honest with you, I don't care if Martinelli's form is affected by Trossard, because the reality is that's what you need at big clubs.
You need competition for sure, but what I'm saying, yeah.
So if you're crumbling when there's a next man that comes in, that says more about
I feel like he half is. I think he's lost. I think he's not. But I don't know if he's. I don't know if he's.
But they were able to play both of them.
Yeah, I didn't like Trossard.
They worked. Martinelli scored.
Yeah, I didn't like Trossard down the middle.
So you didn't like him down the middle?
No.
I think he was all right. Comes in short. It's a false line role, isn't it? It's not like a number nine. You're not buying it, are you?
It's also really interesting.
No, I just think he's had good impact down the left-hand side for years. I really like him. I think he's a great signing. You know he's a great signing and a bargain to Jorginho. And you know what, at Chelsea, people will cuss him, mate. What's the
no, he did really well.
I think
Chelsea got 900.
No, but also,
exactly.
But 12 million.
900.
No, but I'm saying
no, it's not bad.
That's a skill.
It's not bad.
But I'm saying for all
everyone shops at.
For all the things that people are saying that he couldn't do, his positioning, intercepting, and all that off the ball stuff that he was never good at Chelsea. But somehow in this Arsenal team, he's found being able to do it.
That's because we've got a midfield that functions. You guys don't even know.
I know.
Midfielders.
I don't even know who our team.
Imagine being the
I don't even know.
I'll play out on loan to Nice.
Yeah. So and when you're not comfortable, when you're not settled,
I just think he's settled nicely.
I saw some really interesting analysis. Shout out to Tifo. Watched a video from Tifo the other day, which was talking about Arteta's game state management. So you do not concede in the first 15 minutes of games. You score around about 7. I think you've scored 7 goals in every 15-minute block across the 90 minutes, except for the 15 minutes following half time when you've scored 13. Now this doesn't include this weekend's game, because I saw this Saturday morning.
Yeah.
But that is a madness, because every coach would love to go out and put a game to bed in that 15-minute window.
That's surprising, because Arsenal start fast. And you're saying they don't score in that 15-minute period, or they don't? What did you say?
No, they don't concede.
Oh, okay, sorry.
They score. They score in the first 15. I think they score 6 or 7 in every 15-minute period.
Oh, okay, get you.
But they do not concede in the first or last 15 minutes. There's a graph kind of goes like this. So they concede more as the game goes on, from 15 to 75.
I'll take that.
It kind of goes in a graph like this. But they don't concede in the first 15, which is weird. And then the fact they don't concede in the last 15 is generally because you have had the lead. I think you've had the lead in 14 and 19 games going into the last 15.
And then we're just pressurising the other.
Well, you go to a back 3 in the last 15. So you lock it off. Now, that is intelligent from Arteta. But I want the Tifo.
But I also think from the players, because I think that's what they Arsenal better at this year that they weren't at last year. They were, and just being able to even just sit in a shape. Yeah. Being able to sit in a shape and play without the ball.
Just almost flawless for the first 15 minutes. That Tifo needs more work. I'd like to know more on what they've done in that first 15 seconds.
What are your thoughts on Arteta? Seriously, all jokes aside, from what you're seeing,
I find
we're top.
Genuinely, I find the whiteboard thing cringy as fuck. Right, proper.
But it works though.
Maybe. I just find it.
Well, it obviously does.
I just find it proper cringy. But there is obviously people expected, and as I expected, copy paste of Pep.
I think he still does. I think he is that.
Nah, I think he's way more defensively organised than Pep. Way more defensively organised.
I agreed with Steve for once.
I get it. I think that he's comfortable. Like I don't think City are comfortable to sit in. I'd say that's a difference. That Arsenal are comfortable to sit in and play without the ball. But I'm just saying, it is like a carbon copy. When I watch it, I'm like, you're trying to do exactly the same thing. He is. What is he not doing? What is he not doing that Pep is doing?
I think he's more direct. I think
exactly. I think it's less intricacies in the passes. If you're looking at our wingers are way more direct than.
Yeah, I think the wing. I think
this season, yeah, because now with Haaland and Man City are playing a lot different. You think of Pep's teams, that's Arteta's team now. Yeah, with the ball, it is for sure.
Nah, I don't think they're anywhere. They're
not near the level. They're not near that level. They try to be.
I see a lot of City having possession for that Pep reorganisation thing. That is it, 30 passes or 20 passes that he wants to start breaking the opposition shape down. I don't see Arsenal doing a lot of passes.
When Jesus is in there, they do that. When Jesus is in there, they do that.
Speaking of him, he needs to hurry up and come back.
Yeah.
And he's been done since October or something.
Yeah, but my worry is, because he is pretty fragile, everyone goes, I can't wait till Jesus comes back. He could come back and get injured again.
It's Tony Marshall, mate.
No, come on. He's not.
That guy got given, hey, would you like to be Manchester United's number 9 on a plate? And he went,
no, that's Martial. That's not Jesus. Jesus it's like,
we bought a geezer from Burnley. We scored 2. And he could have made himself a cult hero in that cup final yesterday.
Yeah, he could have. But he didn't.
You see the way he was looking at that trophy? I've never even looked at my kids like that.
Yeah. It's a successful loan spell for him. He's joined the right time as well. But yeah, I think story of the weekend, Arsenal 1-0. It looks like we're on our way to winning the title. And yeah, it's because everyone else drops points. You know, Man City dropping points to Nottingham Forest is huge. It was huge. I think that's what got us back in there, if I'm honest. So yeah, we go with that. Let's move it on.
That's why I didn't want to hear. I knew this was coming.
Let's move it on to your team.
Can't.
Did you win?
Chelsea women, yeah, they won. There was a 2-0. They beat Arsenal in 5th round of the FA Cup. I couldn't even watch them. Can't watch them lately.
What did you say on the train?
Get Potter out.
Well, he was a little stronger than that, if I remember on the train.
And we just said, get him effing out of our team, out of our club immediately.
You're not feeling him now. Most
You know what it is? It's just frustrating. Like, yeah, there's been a hefty shift, right, in terms of like all the ins and outs and whatever.
Like $1 billion on players.
But I'm just like, I just don't see anything. And I know that, you know, he's comparing himself to the Arteta. He was given time and blah. But I'm just looking at, it's like a carbon copy of what he was like at Brighton.
Yeah.
It's like the same.
What's the goal stats?
We scored 2 in 11, I think, or 3 in 11.
You win in every game on XG, but not.
Mate, Chelsea fans don't accept good performances, if you can even call them good, without a win.
Yeah.
We'd rather win ugly and take the 3 points and bring trophies in than possess the ball and do nothing with it and it'd be boring and slow. And I'm not enjoying watching Chelsea. It doesn't even feel like a Chelsea team. It's really difficult as a fan to watch it. It don't feel like a Chelsea team. I can't even name an 11, I don't think.
Well, no, you can't.
No,
It's playing like 6 midfielders.
No, I'm just saying I don't even know. Like, it's like, you know, like you listen and it's like, who?
I mean, it's like 44 first team players or something. It's mental.
Do you know what the issue is for me? When Graham Potter talks, he doesn't sound as if he's in control. He's walking in the press room, got a little smirk, a little giggles. Listen, you got players in that team who have won the Champions League.
Right?
Ben Chilwell, Mason Mount, quite a few of them. You know, you got big players. You got players that have won the World Cup. If my coach doesn't look like he can control, you know what I mean?
He should have gone.
It's kind of like,
He should have put pressure on him in England, man.
That's what I'm trying to.
I just look and I go, that doesn't give a lot of confidence to the players, let alone the fans.
But that's what I'm trying to understand with him, because you talk to people that know him and they'll say how much of a good coach he is. Players that have worked under him and they'll be like, you know what, give him time. He's a great coach. He will come good. And it's like, really? And then I think, are the players, characters, too big for him to manage and get him?
100% they are.
That's how it feels
100%
from a fan
they are.
looking in. But I'm just like, when you hear people talk about him, it's like they talk so highly of him, just like give him time. I'm like,
Do you know what else isn't doing him a favour? Brighton are flying.
yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. So it makes it look like exactly the same. Can't score goals, 3 in 11. Couldn't score at Brighton. He leaves Brighton. Brighton are flying.
Right, and they lose Trossard as well.
Yeah.
And Harry Kane, is he going to stay at Spurs forever?
Yeah,
Come to Chelsea.
Successful player in English football and Harry Kane.
We've had this discussion. We spoke about it last week. It's just like, would you not just want to move? Like, go somewhere and win trophies, man.
I think he'd call this trophy a Mickey Mouse trophy.
What?
He'd take it to about a double it. Sing like Marvin Gaye to it and shit.
Sexual.
That trophy would be his lock screen if he won it.
Oh, baby. Oh, man, I can't believe it. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one for me. Obviously, man of the match was Oliver Skip, 48 touches, 27 out of 34 passes made, 3 tackles. Man, that Skip is back in.
I'm right.
261 goals, sorry.
Right.
At Spurs.
Who?
Is it 261 goals?
I don't have the stat here, mate. It's a lot of goals, put it that way.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to know what's going on in his head, because I just don't get it personally.
If he'd have signed for City, that would have stopped Haaland going to City, but would it have won City the Champions League?
Do you reckon that gets Spurs top 4 now?
Newcastle have fell off royal, haven't they? And I don't know how much that cup final
Will affect them.
yeah. I mean, they're fans.
I was going to say that, right? So say, for example, now, Newcastle, like, see, say, for example, them, they've lost their cup final, right? And if they finish outside the top 6, is that a success based off last season's?
With a clear head, yes, they've progressed, but it won't feel good, will it?
That's what I'm saying. Is it a success? So it's progression, but is it a success based off what they've done?
With a clear head, it is, but it won't feel like it.
And that's why I say, when you go, oh, Arsenal would have bitten your hand off last year for top 4, I go, yeah, no. The objective, exactly, it's all changed.
If it's the reverse 89, yeah, where you end up 89th minute, you need you concede a goal to lose the league on the last day of the season when it was in your hands, and you just have to hold on for another minute. Are you going to be philosophical about, well, we came second, it was progress? Or are you going to be crying in the street like the rest of the Arsenal fans?
I don't like the example that you used. All right, I'm going to rattle through the rest now. Bournemouth losing 4-1 to Man City. Haaland didn't really do much. Still scores. Obviously, Foden's got like 200 appearances now for City at the age of 22. Like, that is unreal.
And he started some of them too.
Yeah, unreal. Alvarez, of course, back in goal through form. Pep, I still feel like it's a funny year. hopefully we do the business. Do you believe in us?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you believe in yours?
I do. I really do.
Why?
Because I feel, like I said earlier on, I feel like teams around are just dropping points. Like I feel like, as weird as it sounds, the most informed
You're
team
dropping
is Man
points.
United.
Yeah, that's one.
No, it's true. The most informed team is Man United. So, and they're not in contention, are they? So we're all good. We're all You say clip it up.
When we get within 3 points of them, just send me that.
Yeah. So moving it on, Crystal Palace 0, Liverpool 0. I mean, people last week were telling me, oh, Liverpool are going to get top 4. I think Rio was saying it, but again, people are dropping points. Patrick Vieira.
In terms of the points, though, Liverpool are not as far off as I mentally had them. It's Chelsea that are well far off.
Yeah.
Liverpool have actually climbed up a little bit. Spurs dropping points, Newcastle dropping points.
But you know what? Liverpool are getting their players back. Jota, for me, all of these players back, Van Dijk, whatever, but they still look poor. They still genuinely look poor. They look so vulnerable. They look just like that. Their leadership, you know, when you talk about the Milners and the Hendersons, they used to rely on for that leadership and players to drive. They ain't got that.
But all their players, all their new players are like attacking players. You know, when you look in the middle, it is empty. When you look at the back,
it's so bad.
They needed a Casemiro or a new right back is what they needed.
Yeah. It's actually
you're really writing Trent off like that.
Well, Trent got man of the match on.
If they for example, if they fill that midfield, right? So if they get a midfield that is better than what it is, right? Trent obviously, and then they play the way that we're used to seeing them, a high pressing team. Trent a bit higher. Obviously they stop at source, right? Which means that they defend less. Then he will start to look back to what we've seen as Trent being a fantastic fullback, right? But the fact that they're not pressing the way that they used to, teams are allowed to come onto them, and now he's being challenged defensively after being so used to being in such a high position. It's like everybody's like, he's this.
People making excuses for him, saying, "Oh well, you know, he's so high up the pitch," but he isn't. But he's not been getting done high up the pitch. He's not like
that's. Sometimes yes, no. You're wrong, Steve. Sometimes he does get that. I know you're thinking of the ones where he's on the goal line and he doesn't track back.
He is tracking back, or he is following somebody into the box, and then something happens and he unplugs and stands still while the game has carried on.
There's a few of them. There's those ones, and then
half a dozen.
And then there's the ones where they just poke it right over his head and he's completely.
They're running from behind him because it reminds me of Harry Maguire. And he's in the defensive line. He's in the right position, but he's not had a check of his shot.
I think his decision making when he's defending is poor. That's what I think lets him know. Yeah, decision making to go and when to go, when not to, the distances. He gets that all wrong.
So if there's all
he's never in a.
Yeah. Who's telling him?
That they should be telling him.
Clearly, nobody at the moment.
There's some basic errors that he makes as a fullback and he knows it. You can see that he'll get himself in a good position, and the decision to whether to press or delay or whatever it might be, he don't get right. But he's a smart kid, so it's strange that he don't get them right.
Yeah,
and he's not offering enough at the other end of the pitch this season. Last year, I
thought there was more. What's the stuff?
I think he's been a little bit sloppy.
Less than below, I think, this year.
What is this?
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4.
But I think Liverpool have been sloppy. I don't think yes, we'll highlight him. It's great. It's easy to highlight him because of the success he was giving the team. Yeah. So we can highlight him. When you watch them, they are sloppy in possession. Wow. Like they are poor. The intensity of their play, we're so used to it being.
The walking's so unforgivable. The walking.
Messi walks. He's the best in the world.
Yeah, but
no, joke out.
Go away. That's not for.
No, I don't like that either. I'm one of them. It doesn't look good, does it? Especially when your team is struggling and you got a player that looks like he can't be bothered. But that's just the body language and people's perception of that. Right?
Yeah, I'm sure he's not like he can't bother. I never agree with the players that can't bother. Yeah. But the walking,
the way it looks.
I can't remember which game it was. I want to say it was Napoli, where he gets beat. He starts walking. The ball comes back into his zone where you think, if you'd have just stayed on your toes, you are a metre away from blocking this. And you've not. And you've just not kept alert, and it's unfathomable.
Do you reckon he's won too much too soon?
No, I don't think that's a thing.
You don't?
No.
You don't think that's a thing? I'm not just talking Trent. You don't think that's a thing?
No, I don't think that's a thing. I think winners are winners, and they keep winning, and they get addicted to it. Well, look at Rio. When all that stuff was going on with City, he's like, am I getting a 7th title here or what?
Yeah,
I think they just want to stack up the medals after that. I think once you get a taste of it, you want to keep going. I don't think you can win too much too soon. I think if you win a lot young, you start looking at who can I chase down here. You know, can I get above him? Can I get more titles than he's got?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just a blip. He'll get back to them level.
He does. He's a wicked player.
Yeah. I mean, I hope he doesn't. You know, honestly. But
So, final question on Liverpool. Where are Liverpool finishing?
Do you know what? A few weeks back I said 4th, but I don't know, because we write off Spurs, right? We write them off.
I thought they were
And like,
done.
I thought they were done. And then we talk about Conte and blah. I reckon they could finish 4th.
Liverpool?
No, Spurs.
Yeah.
Whereas I've been saying Liverpool, well, I originally said Liverpool to win the league. That was a bit stupid of me, but yeah. But yeah, all right.
I had Arsenal in 8th.
Did you? Yeah. So that was just as stupid as my comment. So, but I don't. I think Liverpool finish outside top 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Other Premier League games: Fulham won, Wolves won. Shout out to Fulham.
Mate,
Absolutely.
I know we keep getting DMs about not talking about Fulham.
Right.
They're just doing work. They're just going in. 1-0, 3 points. Sound. They're playing in Europe.
I've been saying all season they're in a false position and they're staying in that false position. It's like
They're staying.
Don't talk about false
all-
positions.
No, but I'm saying all season I'm like they're in a false position and they are still there.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, Wolves are going, aren't they? Someone's going to raid Wolves for the likes of Neves.
Nah, I think
I don't know what's going on at the bottom, because even with Everton losing now, it's just like, ooh, I thought Dash was going to change things around. I'm not saying he isn't, but you start to wonder, anything can happen down there.
But it's mad because I was watching Everton Villa. It's the game I did on Saturday, and you had fans calling, "I don't like this Dash style." His style against Villa, high pressing. Villa wanted to press high, right? So Pickford can kick. They're going long. They play second ball in territory football, and they played in the opposition half. McNeil was on fire. Like the deliveries put in, they need a striker. They need a striker. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, where are you? They need a striker. The deliveries from Morobi and McNeil at the weekend, I can't even tell you how many crosses coming up.
Why would they have sold Ings?
And they were better. They were better than Villa throughout the game in terms of territory and chances created. And then Villa go on and get a
Get the 2-0 win. Speaking of Ings, though, he gets the
2 goals.
2 goals. The first 2 goals, I reckon, isn't it, for West
Is
Ham?
it his first start as well? Is it his
I
first
don't know
start?
if it's first start, but I know it's...
No, I think it might be, no?
Really.
Things aside.
West Ham need points.
I might be wrong.
Because they could easily get sucked into that relegation dogfight.
But even Antonio coming in and scoring as well, so you'd think that that kind of, he comes in, Ings has scored 2, he comes into the game, scores.
Wow.
So it's like,
Who's going down?
get him back. Who's going down? Southampton, Leeds,
Southampton lost 1-0 to Leeds, by the way.
and
Not mistake.
Bournemouth. I'm going Southampton and Bournemouth for sure. And that third one's difficult. At the minute, I'm thinking Leeds, but they got that big result of the weekend, so I don't know. It's difficult. Originally, I said Leeds, but it's going to be difficult down there. It could be anyone between Everton. You still got Everton that are going to be down there. You got Leeds.
I mean, Bournemouth, Southampton,
Nottingham
Forest, I was thinking, but their home form was good, so they're picking up points at home.
I think it'd be Wolves. I think Forest.
Wolves will be down there fighting. You think who's good enough?
I think Forest will stay up. I think they'll just keep scrapping.
I think that, especially at home, City Ground is a difficult one.
Porter. All right, guys, that is this week's episode of Bible 5. Farah, thank you so much for stepping in and helping us out. You are absolutely
Thanks for having me.
brilliant.
I won't be back.
No, yes, you will. You'll definitely be back. Steve, I hope you enjoyed the Mickey Mouse Cup.
And
But what?
clean this up.
Salty Beya over here in the corner. Do you want to plug your pod?
Plug my pod. BBB. Boots, Balls, Bras.
Tell them.
Apple, Spotify. Tune in on a Tuesday, 5 p.m. The best women's pod in England, for sure.
For sure. Make sure you check it out. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And yeah, we'll have you back soon. Rio, get well. We're off to the Best Awards. Peace.
Peace out.